Listen, if you wake up and you're feeling extra hatred, you're feeling extra racist, you feel just a strong divisiveness within you, you probably need a break from media. Media is notorious for division, for hatred, and selective outrage. I want to talk to you about something. There are tragic things that happen every single day. I look at my local news and there's a death, there's a car crash, there's this, there's that. Like, there are tragic things that happen all the time. Yet media chooses to pick the things that benefit them, their network, the things that is going to keep you coming back and that is going to stir up the most division. And unfortunately, as of recently, they protect the left. They protect the left's agenda. So for instance, I think yesterday was like the day of George Floyd or something like that. Anything that has to do with black person, white cop, black person, white person, black person, they're going to portray online. Now, mind you, again, I said that tragic things happen all the time. So let's take Larisha Thompson, for example. Early May, Larisha Thompson was unalived by 5 undocumented immigrants. It was briefly put on the local news, but that's it. Like I said, tragic things happen all the time. But this situation in particular is very behooving to me. Mainstream media is not going to pick that up. Why? Because 1, that would prove that we need stronger ports of entry. 2, that would mess up the left's agenda of allowing undocumented immigrants to come in. And 3, it's not divisive enough. Yes, a black woman was unalive. Still, it's not divisive enough. Why? Because she was unalive by people who weren't white.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel with your man Wise. And today we've got to talk about the heartbreaking story that the mainstream media will not touch because it doesn't fit their narrative. Larisha Thompson, a mother of 2, a hardworking American just trying to live her life, was robbed and killed in cold blood by 6 illegal immigrants from Honduras. 6. This brutal attack happened weeks ago, and now only are the suspects being charged. Where's the outrage? Seriously, where is the outrage? You already know BLM, silent. Al Sharpton, silent. Benjamin Crump, silent. Nowhere to be found. Mainstream media, silent. The Democrat Party, crickets. They're out here pretending that it didn't happen. CNN, MSDNC, The View, not a peep. You hear nothing from these people. Why? Because Larisha's death doesn't serve their narrative. It doesn't serve their purpose. It exposes the very politics that they defend. Open borders, sanctuary cities, defunded enforcement. It shows what happens when ideology is prioritized over public safety. This woman should be a national headline. Her name should be trending right now. But instead, she's being erased, buried under a media blackout designed to protect the illusion, not the people. But we're going to shine a light on this. We're going to discuss it today. We discussed it in the live stream. We're going to discuss it right now, because if we don't talk about it, no one will. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Let's get into it.
Sheriff here tells us that this was all motivated by those suspects trying to take advantage of and rob the victim as she drove down the street. Now, we did talk to Sheriff Barry Fail upstairs here at the Sheriff's Department, and he believes that the 3 adult suspects, Jason Pineda, Jarby Ramos, and Ashiel Torres, along with 3 juveniles, pulled up to the victim, Larisha Thompson, as she was driving in the 3000 block of Riverside Road on May the 2nd. Now, he says they fired a gun several times, shooting and killing her. Today, the sheriff said the suspects also tried to burglarize the Van Wyck Mart, which is located on Rock Hill Highway, earlier in that week. Now, they were able to link the gun used in that incident to the gun that killed Thompson.
This is something, you know, the kid is going to have to grow up hearing about, knowing about, without a mother. And if those folks wasn't here, she wouldn't have that problem.
And all of those suspects are in custody right now, but we're going to have more on their immigration status coming up.
Fortunately, all 6 of these young men, they have been caught. All 6 of them. So I am glad that the police departments down there in South Carolina on top of this, they did their job. But it's unfortunate because we had a previous administration who let Larisha Thompson down, who let Rachel Morin down, who let Laken Riley down, and so many others out there because of this wicked open border policy. And the fact that you have people still fighting for individuals like this, it just baffles the mind. It baffles the mind.
Where's the mainstream media at for this young lady, Larisha Thompson? Where is her coverage? Where's her news coverage? 6 illegal aliens shot her on May 2nd, gunned her down. They charged them on May 13th, but I haven't heard anything from CNN, MSNBC. Where you guys at? Why aren't you talking about this woman, this black woman who was a mother? Oh, you know, where's her coverage? Y'all, I'm so disappointed. I know usually my videos are, you know, a little more upbeat, but this is really, really, really messing with me because I'm sick of the Democrats. Why is there no outrage about this, Democrats? Because it doesn't fit your narrative? Or is it, yeah, like I said, is it because she's a black woman and the only, you know, you only use black women as a scapegoat, Democrats? So you doing all your dirt, so you throw the black woman in front so she can be the one to take the hit for you? That's what's happening right now. Look at all of these black female Democrats and the trouble that they're getting in. All because of the Democrat Party. Listen, oh my goodness, y'all, this is really messing with me. This woman had a family. These people, these kids' mother, these 6 illegal aliens took that woman's life, and they were young boys. Young boys. You know, I'm so sick of this young crime. It's young boys. It's our nation too. It's the black nation as well. I can't just say anything about these illegal immigrants. It's these young kids, and it's a lot in the black nation. And we need to restore law and order in this country. And I like the fact that President Trump was floating the idea of Alcatraz, We need to restore law and order in this country. And I like the fact that President Trump, again, is floating the idea of Alcatraz, because innocent people, loving people are losing their life, and their loved ones are suffering. You see, because when the dead die, they know nothing. But it's their family, their friends. We're the ones left mourning. The children. Why is there no coverage on this lady? Larisha Thompson in the Carolinas. I can't remember if it's South or North Carolina. I know the Lancaster County sheriff was speaking on it. It was 6 little young boys, and they planned some type of robbery, but they shot the woman in cold blood. I'm sick of the Democrat Party. Listen, how long are you guys going to stay there? Now, I understand it, you know, a lot of people don't know better. That's the slave master's MO right there. What he does is he instills fear in the slaves to hold them back. And so many are so fearful of leaving because you don't want to go through the backlash. I've been through the backlash, okay? They didn't call me every name under the sun. I don't even care, because I'm standing up for freedom and for Christ, and no one is supreme over me. Listen, I'm rambling, y'all. I am so disappointed that this Democratic news media. I saw Fox did say something about it. I didn't see much about it on X, and I know why. It's because I know how you all feel about the black woman, and I can say,
hey, I'm glad to see people are starting to wake up. They're starting to realize that these Democrats, they don't care about you. They want to use you. They want your vote, but they don't actually care about you. Fox did pick this story up. The View didn't. Has been spoke about on CNN, MSDNC. They didn't pick it up. Think about this, man. They don't care. And now think about this. In America, 92% of black women supported Kamala Harris and the Democrat Party. And not to make this horrible, incident, a political one. But it almost makes you think, did this young lady, if she even voted, because we don't know, did you support the people that are supporting the people that cause your untimely demise? They're fighting for these people. It's just ridiculous, man. But I am glad to see people are starting to wake up to who these daggone Democrats actually are, man.
It feels so good to not be a fucking Democrat. I blind voted every election, starting with Obama. I voted not even knowing what I was voting for. When Obama became president, I didn't see no difference in the black community. And now I see why. I see what he stood for. It just feels so good that this year, last year, for election time, instead of running to them polls, because that's where my family and so-called friends was running, I said, let me do some research. Let me see what I'm about to go vote for as a grown-ass woman. And once I did my research and looked into this shit, Harris was the last person I would have casted my vote for. She denounced God in front of an audience. She wanted the twisted things being pushed into schools. Something that I would never stand for a day in my life. These Democrats should be ashamed of themselves. But I know many is not. Because most of them stand for nothing and fall for anything.
Can you have shame for something that you believe in? These people don't have any shame. This is what they're about. Yeah, they're anti-God. They are a demonic group of individuals, unfortunately. And you have a lot of people that are blind following them, not even understanding that by following them, you're going to hell right with them. Brother Vince Everett Ellison has a documentary called Will You Go to Hell for Me? And that's what the Democrat Party asks their constituents to do all the time. They ask their constituents to follow them straight to the pits of hell. Because their entire agenda, everything about their entire agenda, it's not good. It's satanic, it's demonic, it's evil, it's wicked, it's full of destruction, it's full of divisiveness, everything about these people. So that's all I try to implore people to do, is take some time, do a little bit of research, just a little. And if you still see the Democrat Party as a viable option for you, God bless you. I don't agree, but God bless you. But just take a little bit of time to do your own research. Just a little bit.
Man, here we fucking go again. So in the United States today, one would see ICE pull up and try to arrest these young men and ask for their paperwork. And there will be a wave, a swarm of liberals protesting, saying, leave the young men alone. Then on the other hand, you'll see people like me and other conservative Americans saying, send them home. Let the process go. Let the process be. But you would think, what could these young men possibly do? What could they have possibly done wrong? Look at them. They're so innocent. Their face, they look so innocent, except for this one in the middle. That one too. I don't know why they look like that. Fuck it. Let's carry on. Meet 40-year-old Larisha Thompson, who is no longer with us today because those young men are a part of 6 who decided to just take this woman's life after they tried robbing her, but she won't give up no money or her car. These young men are 3 of 6. They range from the age of 13 years old to 21. The 21-year-old was the one who pulled the trigger. I'm not sure if the 21-year-old is right here, but they have all been arrested. Larisha Thompson was just a mother, was just somebody's daughter, She was just somebody's aunt, somebody's sister, somebody's best friend who decided to go for a drive to go meet her friend when she encountered these three good for nothing, up to no good baby monsters who decided they have nothing to do besides terrorizing people, robbing people. Mind you, they were just being chased by the cops for breaking or attempting to break into a store. Just hours leading up to them taking this woman's life. When they tried to rob her and she decided, no, I worked too hard for my stuff, I'm not doing this, they pulled the trigger. And today, Larisha is no longer with us.
Sad. And there's 2 children that are orphans now behind these monsters. This is sad. And the blood is on the previous administration's hands. It's on Joe Biden's hands. It's on the faux border czar and Kamala Harris. It's on their hands. It's on Van Hollen's hands, who fled and ran down there to El Salvador. It's on their hands, man. Their policies are harmful to Americans.
If the Democrats take over after the midterms next year, the House and or Senate, do you think they're going to push for investigations into Trump's family and the whole crypto acquisitions that he is getting?
Well, Alex, I'm glad you asked.
Oh, there we go.
Listen, so long as we end up taking the House, which I fully anticipate that we will do, and we are going to work hard to obviously help our Senate colleagues as well, then as someone who serves on the Oversight Committee and hopes to lead the Oversight Committee, I can guarantee you that we will do what we are supposed to do as constitutionally sworn members of the House, which means that we will conduct oversight. That means that we will investigate. We will look at whether or not this president himself has violated the emoluments clause as it relates to, say, such things as getting a $400 million plane from the Qataris. We also will make sure that we're looking into all these business deals that they have going on. I mean, think about it this way, Alex. They were going after Hunter because he sat on a board. Think about how much money they are raking in, whether we're talking about the next golf resort that they're setting up in Qatar, or whether we're talking about them leveling Gaza, as they've talked about, and talked about how it would be great beachfront property, whether we're talking about this crypto scam, the scam that people didn't even want to walk into and show their faces. Let me tell you, there is no shortage of things for us to dig into and determine whether or not there have been not only violations of the law, but definitely violations of our Constitution as a whole.
Did you make a little news here? Didn't you say you hope to lead that committee?
I absolutely do. Unfortunately, we are going to lay our dear colleague, Jerry Conley, to rest here on Tuesday. And there will have to be an election to determine who is going to lead the Oversight Committee. And ultimately, I am hoping and praying that my colleagues see that I can provide what we need as a team to make sure that we can move forward and instill some confidence in the American people by knowing that they have a real fighter who will not back down, even in the face of all the threats that I will have waged at me, because Lord knows I get death threats every single day. But at the end of the day, I truly believe that God will never leave my side. And so I will fight fearlessly and ferociously for the American people.
Jerry Conley hadn't even been laid to rest yet, and she's already out here vying and advocating for his job. It just goes to show you what type of individual that she is. No conversation, no real concern about the illegals that are out here committing crimes, committing heinous acts. They don't care. This lady has been in Congress now for I believe this is her 3rd year. She's up for re-election in 26. Her challenger, Sheldon Daniels, is actually starting to make some waves. She had put one piece of legislation, not one piece of legislation to be voted on or to be discussed, nothing. But yet, she wants to be in charge of the Oversight Committee so she can spend the next 2 or 3 years, going after President Trump. This is ridiculous. We're bigger fish to fry. We got so much going on in this country, and that's their concern. That right there lets you know everything that you need to know about these daggone Democrats, man. They don't care about you. They don't care about myself. They don't care about this country. They for daggone sure don't care about Americans. It's solely about pushing their agenda. And here it is, another black woman hoping that she can get into a position where she can go after President Trump. She'll fail. They won't even put her in that position. But even if she was to get into that position, she would fail as well. No different than Fannie Willis, no different than Letitia James, and so forth and so on. But I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are, on anything in this video. Jasmine Crockett and the left's silence, on Letitia Thompson, the people that are fed up, with the Democrat Party, their divisiveness, people that are fed up with mainstream media. I want to hear from you guys and what your thoughts are, on these folks in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Join us at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. Come check us out. If you're new and it's your first time joining, let me know so I can make sure I give you a shout out and show you some love in the chat. I appreciate the love, support. Join the ARP family, or you can buy your man a coffee. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp,